Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to hire an appointment setter and what you should be looking for. It's important that you strike a balance between someone who is cost effective as well as someone who's personable with good sales skills, and I'll give you some tips for doing that in this video. There are many different avenues for finding appointment setters for your business, and I'll go through a few of them. The first is to make a job posting and take the VA route. This would be using something like Upwork to quickly find a large number of applicants to apply to your job. There are also other sites specifically for VAs like onlinejobs.ph, which focuses on Filipino workers. This method isn't always optimal for finding the absolute top talent with the best English skills, but since it can still sometimes work and be cost effective, I'll of course cover it a little bit. On job sites, you'll find many different people from a wide variety of countries. For example, you'll frequently find workers from the Philippines who are able to work for as little as $2 to $4 an hour due to the lower cost of living in their country. For these workers, you'll have to be a little more in depth to train them and make sure you give them proven systems and SOPs to follow. Compared to local workers, there is a bit more of a hand-holding element involved, and you'll need to work with them thoroughly to integrate them into your business. That being said, the advantage is that they are still hard workers that can be much more cost effective than a domestic alternative. Another thing to keep in mind is the time zone difference between your location and the Philippines. You likely will find someone who's willing to work as an appointment setter during what would be night hours for them, but you might have to be patient when it comes to communication at times. For job postings, you might receive a large number of applicants, and you should be prepared to test and interview these potential candidates. An ideal candidate would have proficient English skills and pay attention to detail. Throw them a few small tasks as a test and ensure that they complete them adequately. Then you'll always want to interview your applicants, even if they're solid over a text conversation, to make sure they're personable and that their English is up to par. Remember, if they can't make a good impression on you, they're unlikely to make a good impression on inbound leads. And although the Philippines is a very popular location to hire VAs from, consider other countries that might be able to strike a balance between cost-effective and familiarity with the United States. I see many great appointment setters and VAs come out of Central or South America, especially ones that have prior call center experience for other companies. However, at times you might want to look for someone closer to home. What you're selling is very personalized or requires an in-depth understanding of the US market or great communication skills. It could be worth the extra money to hire someone who can fit that role a bit better. Check out the Facebook groups or other communities that you're currently in. Communities related to your niche can be a great place to find up-and-coming people who are already invested in the business that you're running. Unless it's against that community's rules, it can't hurt to make a job posting looking for an assistant to help with appointment setting. University-age local candidates can make a great option for this role too, provided they're not too busy. You could bring a few of them on part-time to fill in different times of the day, and they'd be happy to fill in for some extra cash, as well as have fluent English and communication skills with local clients. Ultimately, the best thing is to find someone who understands your market and is ambitious or at least caring about your business. Not necessarily entrepreneurial ambitious, but willing to learn and grow in their role. Even if they don't understand everything quite yet, it's much better to have an ambitious candidate who is willing to learn than a stubborn and inflexible expert. Consider setting up a new pipeline in the CRM specifically for your appointment setter outreach. You want to make sure you're finding the right candidate and not hiring the first person you come across, and this is a great way to keep track of the candidates you like through the process of conversations and interviews and disqualify the ones who aren't fit. Alright, so these were some tips on hiring an appointment setter and the different ways you can go about it. In the next video, we'll cover what to do after hiring your appointment setter to set them up for success.